This episode of Android Authority is brought to you by Atlassian. Build what's next. All right, we got lots of good news about the new version of Android called Android N, or as I'm affectionately calling it until we know the official name, Android Nutella. But before we get to Nutella, let's talk about the new HTC 10 leaks. This week's leaks come from a Twitter user called Tana Labira, and it looks like HTC took the One M7's camera module and pasted it on the back of the 10. There's a slightly bigger flash to the right of the sensor as well. According to previous rumors though, the device will sport a 12 megapixel rear camera with laser autofocus, as well as a 5 megapixel ultra pixel shooter for the front. As far as the design goes, HTC doesn't seem to be staying too far away from past One flagships. The HTC 10 appears to have a pretty sizable chamfer that extends around the entire device. Moving to the front, we're not seeing anything too surprising. A supposed 5.2-inch AMOLED display with an earpiece above a big front camera sensor to the right. Down below the display sits a Samsung-like style physical home button flanked by capacitive back and recent app buttons. We're not entirely sure why HTC is switching back to capacitive buttons from an on-screen key, but the decision probably won't be taken lightly by HTC hardcore fans. Well, for the hardest core Android fans out there, you'll be happy to know about Android's beta program. The Android beta program will allow users who are interested in trying out the Android N preview to receive over-the-air updates for every preview release, just like they would on any other update. Up until now, users who wanted to test various preview releases had to flash each image separately. The new beta eliminates this friction. To be clear, the Android program is meant for developers only. In fact, Google warned that the beta program is meant for, quote, adventurous developers, and that it recommends testers to install the beta on a secondary device. No daily drivers here, people. That means that should you take the plunge, you should expect a fair share of bugs and other issues, potentially including some that could render your device unusable. But for those of you who do want to take that plunge, all you have to do is go to google.com/android/beta and enroll. But what is Android N going to look like? Well, there are a lot of changes that we expect. Far too many for me to talk about in today's single show. We'll probably devote a whole other show just to Android N features, but I did want to talk about one that many of you will find interesting. The recent app menus in Android N has also been revised and improved, with larger cards in the recent app stack. As usual, tapping the square button will bring up a cascade of your most recently used apps. But if you double tap the square button instead, you'll quickly switch between your current app and the one you last used. While you're in the recent app list, tapping the recent apps button again will cycle you through the most recently used apps one by one, as opposed to swiping through the whole list. And if you let the small countdown slider beneath the app bar expire, the app will go into full screen. Long pressing the recent app buttons will launch a multi-window mode, as you can see in the video here. Now, there's been lots of concern from many of you about whether or not Android N will have an app drawer, and there's been confusing reports, some indications saying that it's gone and some indications that it will still be there. And the news we have today is clear as mud. Prior to the Mobile World Congress 2016, we were told that the Android N would ditch the app drawer, one of Android's most iconic features. Then during the show, the evidence started piling up, with the LG G5 and the HTC One X9 arriving without an app drawer, and the Galaxy S7 having an option to remove it. While the new Xperia X range does have an app drawer, Sony's Marshmallow concept provides a classic and modern view with and without an app drawer. My educated guess though, the app drawer is probably on its way out. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Would you miss the app drawer? Unleash your team's potential with Atlassian's collaboration software so you can work and communicate better together. You can assign, track, manage tasks for any project no matter how complex. Create and share content, organize results, and bring team members up to speed. Now, two reasons I like Atlassian so much is that it allows me to communicate in a way that I feel most comfortable. I can type it out in chat, or I can do one-on-one video and communicate verbally. I like that a lot. The second thing is that it's a great tool for collaborating and managing code in real time, regardless of where you are in the world. Go to Atlassian.com to learn more and see how Jira, Confluence, HipChat, and Bitbucket give your team everything you need to organize, discuss, and complete shared work. That's Atlassian.com. Unleash the potential of your team. Build what's next. Thanks for watching, guys, but I did need to take a quick moment and apologize to all of you, and especially to an app developer named Francisco Franco. And Francisco is the app developer behind the Focus app that I talked about 2 days ago in the privacy show. I said that his app was, or the premium version of his app was $30. It's not that much, not anywhere near that. He has in-app purchases for his Focus app for anywhere from just over $1 to just over $13. So there's a free version, but there are premium in-app options if you want to purchase those. So again, I apologize, will not happen again. Let me know what you guys think of today's show in the comments below. Talk to you soon.